So yeah, I thought I'd do a part two to my video on some people are genetically fucked because I think I've probably got more to say on something about that relating to that. And like going through like things like YouTube, TikTok, maybe Instagram and all that, I come across these videos of these organisations, these groups hunting down and exposing PDF files, predators, probably like lonely, mostly men, isolated, in some bedroom, probably living off universal credit, living in a shithole, and people that don't know how to look after themselves, they don't know how to live a normal life because just not capable, probably because of the wrong guidance, bad upbringing potentially, and more than likely. And the big thing that's probably going to relate to this video is poor genetics, where they're just genetically mutated, where like just poor genes failed them. Now, I'm not sure if this video is going to be a bit too spicy for the YouTube algorithm, as I might get another strike potentially with this. So I might be careful with certain things I'm going to say, but yeah, they're quite entertaining to watch, obviously, because you're exposing nonsense, and they're interesting, and obviously a lot of these predators, a lot of these PDF files usually have learning difficulties. It seems very obviously have learning difficulties where they're not the brightest of sparks. They're not 100% up, got it upstairs. They're just thick as anything really, and even looks wise to look mutated, where they've got a weird shaped head. They might be smaller than others or quite severely overweight potentially, and just not physically fit and stuff. And I'd love to call them some nasty names, which I might end up doing, but usually mentally retarded people, usually genetically weak, genetically mutated, and yeah, I think those sort of people are just hopeless in life, with pretty much no chance in life because of poor genetics. Genetics fail them. You could argue it's upbringing, but I guess like they've not really much hope anyway because they're just not able to function in the normal way. Where I find a lot of them just come out with the excuse of turning into children because they're isolated, and connecting with adults is hard, next to impossible, I guess it seems. And that's just no excuse. Just there's no excuse for that. Just don't go there. You don't do stuff like that towards children. You just don't. You don't talk to children unless you got parents' permission. But obviously, you just don't go there. There's no excuse to that. And someone that does struggle with loneliness, like I do think it is very hard to connect with adults in the adult world where it's normal. Connecting with normal people's very difficult. It's kind of next to impossible because normal people are out of reach, it seems, because normal people usually work a 9 to 5. Normal people probably usually stick to their own cliques, so I do understand it to a level, but it's definitely not an excuse to be a predator to, you know, underaged people. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even dare fucking thinking about doing stuff like that, to be honest. Like, because I just know it won't end well, so I just won't even dare fucking considering it. So, like the social norms in the Western world, you just have to pick up with it, and there's right from wrong, and I guess there's opportunities to connect with other adults out there. No, there's things like Andy's Man Club, join clubs. That personally, I've found when I do stuff like that, they don't I don't seem to really get very far with it, but I guess it might work for other people. So like some of them come out with the excuse that they can't connect with adults and they've tried, but maybe they should try harder. Like like things like Andy's Man Club, for example. But yeah, and like it's probably a good argument that these people are just no hope in life. There's just no chance in life that because they're just gonna live that hopeless existence where they're just no use to society. That they should probably get the bop at the back of the head, but I don't know. To, maybe they should really have better guidance because a lot of these people have probably never had proper guidance, proper good people in their life where they've been brought up properly. Like I've had a questionable upbringing where I've come from a bit of a dysfunctional family, like where I've had a lot of problems in my life, but I think I've probably been brought up far better than these people, where I've been brought up by people that deep down aren't good and have genuinely tried to get the best for me in life, and as a result, I've probably turned out to be a good person. You know, I'm polite. I try my best to be kind. I'm a bit of an arsehole. I'm a bit blunt a lot of the time, but at least I don't do questionable, nonsense stuff. And I guess like I had a blip in life where I got mentally ill and stuff, where I did questionable things. But one thing I never did was nonsense, where I just even when I was ill, I knew that was just wrong, and that's something I'm just not gonna mess about with. And I guess that's maybe a result of my upbringing where you do get it drilled into your head where like you just don't do shit like that. It's wrong, like it's crystal clear and stuff. But are these people, the low IQ, thick as anything, they don't know right from wrong, probably. Not really, anyway. Where, I don't know. But I'm not saying like that's all people with learning difficulties, like special needs people. I'm not saying that's all of them, but they usually are special needed people. These predators that have turned up on these videos that I've watched, and there's a guy called that I can think of called Mark Feely who's been branded for Nonce of the North, and that's quite interesting. And when you do look at him, he's obvious. To be blunt, like I don't think this guy really deserves any empathy. To be honest, but he's clearly, when you look at him, he's clearly genetically mutated, where he's got wonky eyes, he's all cross-eyed, he's got a weird shaped head, he's smaller than the average person. shambled, you know what I mean? But I guess maybe I'm being a bit too weak, maybe I'm a bit too, don't know, weak here, but a lot of these people maybe just need better guidance in life. You know, obviously they're going to have to have restrictions in life, but they need just proper guidance, proper people, because they probably never really have that. Obviously, I don't think genetics have helped, you know, where they are genetically mutated, they are genetically fucked. I don't know, they're probably kind of inbred, pretty much, it seems, you know what I mean? And like in my last video, I did say an excuse to maybe like get rid of these people as criminals, and these sort of people could potentially go in the same bracket where they are better off getting a bop at the back of the head, you know, get rid, because they're no use to society, they're hopeless, they live a hopeless, sad existence, they've just fucking, you know what, these sort of people just don't really have any hope in life, to be honest, they're just sad, they just live sad, sad existences, and they just don't know any better. But I guess there's an argument where they just need better guidance, better people. But I consider myself as a bit genetically fucked to a level, but at least I'm not at that fucking level. I guess that's kind of makes me feel better about myself. I guess, you know, watching these sort of videos where I'm like, fucking hell, there's people that are actually more fucked than I am. You know what I mean? And people, you know, like crackheads, and you know, people that just can't, they just don't know how to function in life. They don't really know how to live life. Like I don't really know how to function in life, but I guess I'm way more fucking functional than these sort of people. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about that in this video. Be interested to know your thoughts in the comments. Like, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I think that's it for now.